Hi everyone, my name is Aaron. I'm currently pursuing my master's in cybersecurity management at GCU. I wanted to talk briefly about file system structures, enterprise storage solutions, and the role they play when selecting those solutions when budgets are tight. So first, I wanted to do a little compare and contrast between Windows and Linux. Both operating systems are hierarchical file systems, meaning data is stored in a tree-like structure with folders and subfolders. They both support permissions, metadata, and access control. Windows primarily uses New Technology File System, or better known as NTFS. This includes advanced features like encryption, compression, access control lists, and then everything generally starts with a designated drive letter. The most common one people see is the C drive, or C, the colon, and then the backslash. Linux, on the other hand, uses file systems like ext4, XFS, BTRFS. It treats everything as a file, including devices. So everything comes from a single root directory noted by a forward slash, and there's no concept of drive letters. It's more consistent across storage types, and it supports mounting different storage volumes at any point in the directory tree. So it's pretty unique for that. From a business perspective, I prefer Windows. I've been trained in Windows. I use it daily. I'm most comfortable navigating it and using tools with it and the administrative features. Most businesses provide a familiar user interface, excellent support, and integration with Microsoft 365, Active Directory, other enterprise tools. Windows also makes user and group policy management more straightforward in larger environments. And with Microsoft's growing ecosystem through Azure, Windows servers continue to be a smart fit for organization transitioning either to hybrid or to fully cloud infrastructures. Linux does have its strengths, though, especially in server hosting and security research. I do find, again, that Windows aligns more closely with my day to day enterprise operations. It just seems to be more straightforward for my end users for storage, for logging in, for network configurations. Again, it depends on your business environment and what your needs are, and you may need Linux. I have used Linux for like making Zabbix or NetDisco run. I know phone systems, a lot of them that I use run on either CentOS or Debian. I've used Kali Linux for security and penetration testing purposes. So it just depends on what your needs are. And then following up a little bit, two common storage solutions for networks are a NAS and a SAN. NAS is network attached storage. It operates at a file level. It's like having a dedicated server that users connect to over network. It's pretty simple to deploy, great for if you need to share a bunch of files, have backups, great for those kind of things. If you use SAN or storage attached network, or I'm sorry, storage area networks, those operate at a block level and they're optimized for performance. So you generally see these on mission critical appliances. These might be on databases, they might be storage for virtual machines. Basically, speed and redundancy, if that matters. SAN is kind of where you might want to go with that. So a NAS is cost effective, easy to manage. A SAN is higher performance, higher reliability, but might cost a bit more. At an ethical perspective, specifically a Christian ethical perspective, choosing the right solution, people generally think cost. They want to prioritize cost over everything else. But something to remember is Proverbs 11:1 reminds us that a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight in his delight. So I take this to mean that we're called to make decisions that are fair, transparent, and rooted with integrity. So just because a solution is cheaper doesn't mean that it's the best thing for a user's data or employee privacy or system security. It could be ethically wrong, and just because it saves a buck somewhere doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. So, as cybersecurity professionals, our decisions impact not only systems but people, and we need to advocate for solutions that safeguard both the company's data, but also the dignity and the data of those that it belongs to, and for our people, for our users. So, just kind of summarize, Windows and Linux have similarities and differences, and they have their pros and cons depending on your needs. That's what you want to use them off of. I generally prefer Windows, but again, business needs to dictate you got to use what you got to use. Storage solutions like NAS and SAN do have distinct purposes depending on performance and the cost you have. And then from a Christian perspective, again, we're just responsible for choosing the ethically sound solutions that reflect our values and protect our people behind data. Thanks for listening.